아프리카 TV 브레이크업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 1 코드 S 쇼다운.
Ooh. It's time to eliminate one of these two players. But I think Scarlett, I think everybody can agree with this. Scarlett's supposed to win this one, right?
Easily.
Easy.
Yeah, no, listen, kiwian is a good player. He did make it into the GSL.
kiwian,
There's no
formerly
question.
known as Top, by the way. Old
Yes,
school.
that's right. He has a fabled history. He's been to the finals of GSL. Like, that's super sick. But, like, he's more of a streamer now. He doesn't play as seriously as
Here's
he
the
used
thing.
to.
He's got bad knees now.
He's got bad knees.
He's got bad knees.
a veteran.
Yeah.
But Scarlett maintains a much higher MMR on the ladder. She's much more active as a pro player and for much longer. So, I mean, kiwian is the biggest underdog, basically. You know, 0.39% to advance out of the group.
Yeah. Not very high. This is, again, a best of 3. The loser is eliminated. The winner goes off to face off against the former world champion, Ro.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for whoever moves on. Our game has now loaded up. Let's do this. Game 1, Scarlett versus Top.
전투 준비 완료. 퍼포먼스로 앞서가다 LG 울트라 기어와 넘버원 에너지 드링크 핫식스가 이번 전투를 지원한다고.
Wow. Looks like we're going to have the rare game without SCVs in the middle of the map.
스칼렛, 사샤 호스틴.
There is a giant S in the mini-map. This is an S-shaped map. S for Scarlett.
키위안, 김정훈.
S for Tasteless,
Yeah,
which
the
has
last
3
S.
S's in it.
That's right.
That's like...
It's
a lot
the
of
first
S's.
S.
You're almost a snake.
Yeah,
Kind of S's in your name.
I know. Tasteless. Yeah. Don't say my name with a lisp. Some creepy music.
Yeah, it is. I'm scared.
Getting nervous. Is your heart rate up? My heart rate's getting a little bit up.
No, I'm all right. Actually,
I'm scared.
There was-
Artosis, I'm going to cast
Have
this
you ever-
underneath a blanket.
have you ever played a game that was scary?
You mean have I been like
Scared
really
while playing a game?
Yeah,
or
for sure.
nervous or something?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nerd. Dork
Well,
loser.
Tasis, I want you to know I would not be scared. I'm like, oh man, this guy's really he's dunking on me. I beat a while back Alien Isolation. That is a scary game.
Is it?
But Tasis beat the alien in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think there's some games that are out that are so scary that like
Yeah.
most people can't play them. I can't remember where I heard this, but like some companies that make these scary games, it might be the only genre where they lose money because people stream it. Because so many people would prefer to just watch somebody else play through it and experience it than to have the person. It's one of the only, and I don't know if this is true, but this is what somebody told me. It actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Is like,
Oh, that's interesting.
you know, a lot of, like, you know, if you have a lot of these new multiplayer games, when people stream it, it actually is just advertising for people to go play it, right? But survival horror games especially, I think, actually suffer from that.
That's interesting.
But I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
You should play a scary game, Artosis.
I play a scary
Stream.
game every day.
It's called Terran vs. Protoss. Tasteless.
StarCraft's a scary game, dude. People have ladder anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
It's called trying to get my 3rd CC up. Tasteless.
You better believe it.
Tasteless. Oh, tasteless. Oh, tasteless.
You don't even know.
I'm not surprised because coming from a Protoss player. I can do Artosis all day, guys. Now, in this game, can we have a close match here? I think that's what we got to think of for, I'm still not used to his name.
kiwian.
kiwian, yeah.
It's like kiwian.
I realized when I got to the studio, I've only read this ID. I haven't been saying it out loud. And now, so, yeah, like kiwian, thank you. We want to see if he can have a decent match here. If he wins, that's crazy. But if he has a decent match, maybe next season, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not I'm not sure if he's going to ever return to the type of form he was in. It doesn't seem likely. You know, if you go from GSL finalist in 2011 and to, you know, finally making it back in, which is great. But it's hard to imagine, right? We don't really... Well, there's still some players left over from that era, for sure. But to go away for that long and come back... Can you think of any StarCraft and maybe even just esports comebacks where a player was like professional and then went non-professional and came back to the same level like way later, like not just like a year?
I actually can't, but I think
I'm
that
trying to think of one,
but you know, it's possible that that happened in CS:GO. Actually, there's a lot of really old pros in CS:GO where they were like,
yeah, like those Polish dudes are like as old as us.
Yeah, or even older. I think.
I don't think they ever stopped though. Is the thing.
Well,
what I'm interested in here is players who have
I
stopped
feel like
and come
no,
back.
actually, I think that you might be incorrect. There were definitely a lot of people that played 1.6 and then didn't switch over to Source, and there weren't many 1.6 tournaments. I think, and then switched into CS:GO.
Huh? Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody let us know on Twitter.
There's
I
like
don't think so. I mean, even for StarCraft,
I guess
1,
like with military duty now, we're getting some for StarCraft 1. In StarCraft 2, we haven't had anyone come out of military and return to a super high level yet.
we've had people come back, like when we had Busan in ASL, but it wasn't like he came back and was like. I'm sure he was better than he was before, but it wasn't like he had results that were as good as before.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, just throwing that out there because, oh my god, Top is just losing all of his Hellions. Well, you know what? His Banshee's getting a lot of damage done, though. But he did lose a lot of Hellions. Hey, that's...
Okay, we have 11 drone kills.
Not bad. I would sacrifice those Hellions for that. It was part of the plan.
I would love to have a ZVZ of Scarlett versus Rogue.
It's likely. We'll see, though. So far, so good.
Okay, Stim close to finishing. Terran is going to be setting up for a push down the road here. There's just nothing here to defend this.
Oh, there's those Marines now. All right, Banshee's going to go ahead and go home.
We'll need to repair that.
And you can notice, by the way, Scarlett getting that Baneling Nest reasonably quickly here. I think that likely she'll go into Baneling speed much quicker this game than we saw against Innovation. Some roaches being made.
Yeah, 2 for now.
What are those?
We're going to see more and more.
About?
Is she going to try to just push out
She might.
and just hit this third base? I mean, you can do that sometimes. You know, when you see players that are investing a lot into diving on workers, they are oftentimes trading army units like the Hellions there for killing workers, but that doesn't mean the Zerg's army got any smaller in that period of time.
Yes, that's very true.
And so you can end up with attacks that come out and just smash a base.
She's making a lot of units, man.
Yeah, no, she's going to go for a very early mid-game timing attack here.
Yeah, maybe waiting for that 1-1 to finish
we
up.
need another medevac here with this army. Otherwise, he's going to get surrounded and he's going to lose. Whatever can't get in that medevac. Yeah. You basically can't roam with an army unless you have enough medevacs to pick everything else up. Otherwise, you're going to lose units.
You know, she is on 68 workers, so massing up this army. Not the worst thing. Not all in or anything like that. I feel like she should be attacking pretty soon here, though. All right, 1-1 going to be finishing up.
Okay, the push is coming down now.
She's just waiting for that.
And this push is actually, I think we're going to have a fight almost right before 1-1 finishes. No.
Okay,
Top
he just scanned?
Yeah.
The scan, though, did not see how big that army is. I think if you scan that actually army, you just go home. This is, yeah. I don't think that he would have any real chance of defeating that.
Okay, Scarlett is itching for a fight here.
Yeah.
And that is...
Baneling speed about to finish.
Yeah. And I mean, there's not going to be much left that Scarlett would need to wait for here. I mean, at least for now, when Baneling speed is done, it's like, okay, we can take any fight we want now. Mm-hmm. She also has a fourth base. I thought she was going to push up to the top, but it seems like when she saw that top was skirting around, you know, the right side of the map, looking for a push, she decided she would prefer to beat that.
Yeah. Well, if you kill that army, that's going to be very, very good for you. just a really good creep spread. Not a lot happening. She's playing very defensively right now. There's not even like a small Ling run by, no poking going on. 2-2, about halfway done for Scarlett. Just starts now for kiwian.
Okay, here we go. At the top, kiwian going to come across the map, try to take out as much of this creep as possible. And hold up, hold up! Okay, dodges the biles, but that was some serious domination on the ground there. Scarlett just knocking any attack here from top.
Yeah,
takes out the Banshee
as well.
Now, Scarlett's going to be maxing out soon. I have to imagine she's going to go for a fight. I mean, you can't sit on Ro.24 Ling for too long. You need to eventually attack into something.
Yeah, it feels like as 2-2 finishes, that could be a great time to move
Sure,
up.
I think you're totally right. And if she knocks Terran off of 3 bases, that's all she needs to do, because she's going to be getting a 5th. I'm sorry, she already has a 5th. Excuse me, at the bottom center. So, I mean, Terran needs to get a 4th, but might end up losing the 4th and the 3rd. Bailing's coming down. We're getting to the final steps before the big attack.
Mm-hmm. All right, Scarlett starting to move around with a big group of Lings towards that 12 o'clock position. Ultra on the way. Viper's on the way. kiwian not really getting too much done, like pushing back a little bit of the creep. He does have his 4th base up now too. But it's never actually felt like he was able to do any damage at any point this game so far, except for the initial couple Banshees.
Yeah, you see, basically Terran comes out and Jerk just shoves back even further.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting to the point now where it's Zerk's turn. Ultralisk Cavern about to finish up, and I mean, I think Scarlett's going to have her sights on 12 o'clock and starting to attack in here. By the way, the creep spread is insane here.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. About halfway through the map now. Ooh. Yeah, don't want to attack into that. She's winning battles elsewhere, though.
There's a pretty good tank spread, though, so these armies can get pelted over and over here before they can get through.
How are you trying to win this game as kiwian, though, you know?
I have no idea.
Because, like, I feel like he's playing so far back that Scarlett's just being careful. Because it seems like just, like, diving in is maybe the only thing that you could do wrong here, even though it feels like she might be able to actually bust him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that goes wrong. But as kiwian, it's like, okay, we're on 4 base, now what? The creep spread is almost to his 5th area.
Well, you know, in Terran's defense, the Zerg has not really done any incredible damage as far as infrastructure goes, and it seems like Terran is not far off from having 5 bases up here. I'm actually kind of surprised Scarlett's been this passive, but I guess it is a safe way to approach the game. I think Scarlett probably would measure herself as also ahead of kiwian in skill.
Yeah,
and so she's just saying, all right, let's just play a safe game and come out ahead. You know, slow and steady wins the race, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's about to have Nidus, the Spire, 3-3, chitinous plating. Like, basically, she's getting absolutely everything. Taking more bases down to the bottom right.
By the way, with this kind of creep spread, Scarlett's going to have way more of the map that she can vacuum up resources from. Because, you know, look, all of the initial pushing from Terran didn't work, but Terran did defend everything when Zerg was trying to move out, so there's still an opportunity, but it's going to be up to Terran to weather the storm here, survive these attacks.
Okay, Nidus going up. Is kiwian even going to notice? There's some units actually going around near this 5th base location.
Okay, I think this is one of the funny things about when you max out is you can't just wait. You can't just hope your production's going to deal with stuff because you're not able to produce anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Here we go. Big attack coming here. Great blinding clouds blanketing this area. None of the tanks able to fight here. Bailey's connected with all of their targets. Meanwhile, Ultralisk starting to carve out the inside of Terran's base.
Yeah, Scarlett smashing through absolutely everything.
She basically won both attacks here, and now things are just going to start to pick up even further. And this is because Scarlett was so patient in this game, she's able to set up a really good closer here. And I do think this is a closer. I don't think Terran can actually survive this. It's now 100 supply difference.
Yeah, this is not something you come back from.
She knew exactly how much to just have come out here at the natural. Just 2 ultras and some lings is enough to pretty much win any fight as production comes out. Meanwhile, oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh! Save the tank.
Kiwian not with a lot left over, trying to repair this planetary.
Another Knight is coming in here, this time next to the starport inside the main. Wow, 43 SCVs have been killed. The first Nidus is still there.
Well, Kiwian trying to clean this up. Scarlett has so much at this point that this is less than 0.39% to win this game. Look at how much she has. My God, look at the creep spread.
Okay, so this is the
She has multiple
Scarlett
pieces of that
fatality inbound. I mean, I think there's literally no way that Zerk can lose this game at this point in time.
There's
Another
a lot
Knight
of
is coming
units
up
out.
here.
A lot of units against not too many.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Morlings are going to come out now, and this is all to keep some of the Terran. That's it. Okay, GG.
All right.
At this point in time, it's like no longer a fight. It's like Scarlett's chopping up a dead body. I'm like, do I have to keep play-by-play in this? Is this it? It's like, yeah.
Kiwian having a hard time
right.
there, but
Kiwian's dead now, and Scarlett's putting his head on a spike. Can we say GG now? What are we doing? Like,
it was some fantasy GG timing right there.
yeah.
Some Marine King Prime.
That's right.
It was way quicker than Marine King Prime.
Yeah. No, Marine King.
Let no one
Marine King
ever
would have
forget.
sent all of his SCVs out and then have his buildings flying everywhere. And it's like, okay.
Well, there would be a Marauder in a medevac over in
Yeah.
Scarlett's main that she's like, what?
She's like microing it, just like, what is he doing?
He's jumping it up and down against spine shots.
Yeah, I just keep playing this game. Well, that game one doesn't foreshadow a very safe game in game two here for Terran. I mean, Scarlett just so strong, so untouchable. We'll go to Everdream for our next map, but I think the writing's on the wall. I think we're really starting to see where everybody is as far as skill goes, at least in TVZ. Scarlett should be able to close this out, but good luck. Good luck,
Let's see what
Kiwian.
Kiwian
Maybe
has
he's
planned.
got something. Yeah.
전투 준비 완료. Scarlett, 사샤 호스틴.
What kind of pizza would you like? I'd like
kiwian.
pizza.
김정.
Kiwian pizza.
Kiwian pizza.
Nice.
The tasteless pineapple has no place on pizza.
It's one of the dumbest arguments.
I know, actually, when people are
people
like,
get so
I can't believe they
excited
put
about it.
pineapple on pizza, I'm like, what are you, 8 years old? You can like only eat one kind of pizza?
Yeah.
Actually, anybody who's an adult who just still only eats cheese pizza, it's like, okay, listen. I don't think that all the types of pizzas are good, but I actually think sometimes pineapple and ham is fine on pizza.
Sure.
I do think pepperoni pizza is still basically the best. They did basically win it. That's, you know, got the most.
I like cheese and mushroom pizza.
Cheese and mushroom pizza is perfectly fine as well. What kind of cheese?
Just regular cheese.
Sometimes Artosis and I, we go get pizza together.
Yeah, we
And
get the four cheese
the
pizza.
4 cheese pizza, because back when you were a vegetarian, that was one of the only pizzas we could have. The 4 cheese pizza is good out
That's
here.
a really good one.
Brick oven.
oven.
Brick oven's
That's the
good
place.
pizza out here. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I do have a problem with the great nation of South Korea, is that they sometimes put corn on pizza. Corn.
Yeah, I'm fine with it now.
Really?
Yeah.
I just like, not
It's
everything
under the
has
cheese,
to go on
people.
pizza.
Just so you know, it's under the cheese.
Yeah, it's under the cheese like it's a
It's a
like
little
it's like the whole
surprise.
position lurker of food. you're like, oh great, pizza, and then you bite into it, you're like, they put corn in this?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
They also put honey mustard on pizza and potato wedges.
Yeah, that's
and
another one that we don't need to
mayonnaise,
have. Yeah, that's another one.
Prawns that still have their heads.
Yeah.
Buffalo wings sometimes. Yeah, there's a seed pizza now.
There's
It's
a
just full of
seed?
seeds. Yeah, there's also
Ew.
one that's full of black sugar and tapioca. Real pizza. Yeah.
Wow. What we need to do is just step it up and have a pizza that's covered in mini slider burgers.
You know what?
Yeah.
If you worked for one of the pizza chains out here and you told them that,
Yeah.
I guarantee you would get a raise and a promotion. They put that on a pizza, and people would eat it. I guarantee you. We will see that in the next 5 years, Tasteless.
I know. Well, I want. They owe me money when they do that.
Sliders on a pizza.
Yeah.
You are a brilliant man.
Thank you. What was that thing that Taco Bell did recently where they had like, you get a taco, but it's actually, the taco part is actually, the shell is actually like fried chicken or something really weird like that?
Oh, yeah, lots of places do that.
Yeah.
There's something now where there's donuts are the buns on like a chicken piece.
What?
At like KFC or something. It's like donuts.
Where do they make that on the island of Dr. Moreau?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What are you, 12 Tasteless? Let people enjoy what they enjoy.
I did discover fried Oreos just recently, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
I never had that.
Oh, it's good, man. Scarlett, by the way, the drone was...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. There's more lings coming here.
This could be problematic.
Gets the Hellion. These SCVs are being pulled here. This is a lot of damage early on. The Roach Warren's inbound. Is there a follow-up attack that you think Scarlett wants to do here with this Roach Warren? Does she want to just immediately start making some roaches? Or is that just part of the tech for defense here?
Well, if they all get held, I mean, you need something to hold off the Hellions, I guess. It's Banshee on the way, so if you do attack with roaches, it's probably not going to go as well as that Ling attack went. But the Ling attack was really good. You know, clear out some of the Hellions. Lost mining time, 4 SCVs dead.
Oh.
Quite a
So
few roaches.
already, Scarlett's done a ton of damage, and she's making more roaches than lings, and that should signal another attack here. You have the roaches move across the map, and the lings beat faster, eventually catch up with the rest of the roaches. And I think this makes sense. There's really not much here to defend. You know, Cloak Banshees is coming out to try to do counter harass here, which means it's also not defending, and there's not even drones at the third right now. I think Scarlett's doing a great job this game, really just being in control, and we're going to have continuous lings coming here as the roaches move across the map, one by one morphing into Ravagers. I mean, there's just not really much to defend here.
Well, let's see what the Hellions are going to do, right? And there's a Banshee out.
Yeah. Parked over the third base where there were no drones over there.
Yeah, that is.
Meanwhile, the roaches are going to come up here. And by the way, this CC is part of the wall and is probably going to get denied here.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like a very unfortunate location to have the command center here, really. Because, you know, it's going to be picked off or canceled, whatever it is. And I don't even know that there's anything really to defend here for Terran. There's like a few Marines hanging out with an SCV below this.
The Banshee pops out. A second Banshee is coming home.
Yeah, that's the only thing that, you know, the Terran really has here, but first and foremost, SCVs are going to have to be used to try to help defend here, and there's more lings coming.
Well, the Banshees will technically hold this, I think.
I love the morphing of the Roach right when it gets low enough.
Yeah.
Just save that.
You got to target that stuff down. You can't let that go.
Yeah, you can't let another Ravager come out
so
here.
much wasted DPS.
I think we're going to see GG here.
Yeah, it's just been so much damage.
It's an insane amount of damage. It's actually only 13 SCVs, and that number's going to get lower here. Or maybe not.
Yeah, the command center did end up dying. 36 SCVs. Wow, a lot of damage done. Well, there's 3 Banshees. You may as well counterattack, right?
Yeah, see what you can do, but I mean, this is a pretty straightforward game here for Scarlett. She's going to fend this off. I think so.
Yeah.
Only 15 workers left to 51? Yeah, I think so.
Probably. But mules, Tasteless mules.
They have mules. X, D, 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 D. Lol, Kek, X, D, 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 D. Ooh! Look at that. Well, that's actually a shockingly high number of kills on those workers here. 12.
Yeah.
There's more lings moving, but you know, the thing is, it's just Banshees here. There's nothing defending really back at home, right? It's just some Marines and Hellions. But I guess if Scarlett's, you know, reinforcements are that staggered, yeah, she's going to regroup them now. But
well, trying to get rid of these queens. Good damage output. Gets a tumor.
Kiwian's doing a decent job, actually.
Yeah.
You know, well, all things considered. Okay, one Banshee goes down. These other 2 are injured enough. And look, because the defense is so low here for Kiwian, he had to put a lot of these workers on the ramp to take advantage of the bottleneck that the ramp naturally makes. But this means, again, more kills on these workers. A Spire coming in here.
Yeah, and the Spire, I think, is going to be something that is a good finishing blow. Like, how are you going to hold off Mutas at this point? Because Kiwian is barely pulling it together against the Zerglings, right? So when the Mutas fly in, you thought he took a lot of damage from Rogue's Mutas. You haven't seen anything yet.
I'm ready, Artosis.
I know you think you've seen things. You haven't seen anything.
I know I say that a lot, but...
Yeah. It's one of the things I really hate about you, Tasteless. I've been meaning to tell you.
Yeah, this is actually an intervention, like right here in front of all these people. You're going to stop it, Tasteless. You're going to stop it.
You gotta stop saying you've seen some things, Tasteless. It's a dumb catchphrase. You're this privileged dude that casts video games in Korea. You haven't seen anything, Tasteless. You've lived a cherished life.
I know you wanted it printed on the back of your blazer for the cast, Tasteless. Well, I will say I'm pretty impressed Kiwian's actually done what he's done with just the Banshees that he has.
Yeah.
But
They've done some work. Their work is almost done, though, because Mutas are going to be popping out.
Okay. You know, when the Mutas come out, basically the Banshee harass should be done. The Mutas will just catch them and kill them, and then it's going to be up to Terran to get some kind of attack that's actually something that can combat this. Another thing that we've never really gotten to this point yet, because the CC was denied so many times, and there's no third CC in the main, right?
I think he did remake.
Oh, did he? Well, either way, he's going to have to get that over to the third. Excuse me, you're right. He's going to have to get that over there, and this is where Scarlett's going to be attacking that.
Well, there's a couple mines, some bio out there. Banshee's going around, and Overlord does spot that, though. Oh. Snapped a Muta neck.
The Mutas really have necks, Artosis.
They're almost 100% neck.
Yeah, it's true. They're really, really long necks.
Yeah. They're basically the opposite of you, Tasteless.
Actually, when you think about it, I think it's actually they have very tight necks. They have little shoulders. That's where their wings are. They actually have long torsos.
I think it's just a neck with shoulders coming out. Tasteless.
No, I think it's actually mostly torso, and then its mouth is where the groin would be.
Listen, don't you impose your views of Muta beauty upon us, Tasteless. These things are made out of necks.
And the way they stretch that out is they lay down flat on little yoga mats to get their little bodies all pulled apart there. Okay, Terran. Terran's so behind right now still. I think we're going to see Scarlett attack out here in a little bit, Artosis. I said that last game, though, and she actually stayed pretty far back.
This is the type of game where you're like, okay, what are the ways in which I can lose, and how do I make it 0% to lose?
Let's make this a very clean, safe victory here.
Yeah. Well, she just continues to late creep, going up to 5 bases right now. Not that high up in drones, but keeping those upgrades going.
Yeah.
2-2 on the way, not quite as far along as the 1-1 of Kiwian.
And with more banelings being made, that usually telegraphs an attack that's going to be up and coming. Here we go, coming down here now, and again, no medevacs over this army, so everything dies off. And this should be a pretty good opening to actually hit the third. Meanwhile, there's a small attack, but again, only one medevac. This has been a theme with Top today, is that he just doesn't always have enough to pull out in time. And he's just not quite as fast as someone like Innovation, for example.
Well, that's something you can say about almost everyone in the world. Kiwian trying his best here. Took way too much damage early on, though.
And there we go. The harass is going to go down. And, I mean, now that everything's been cleaned up and Scarlett has, I want to say, like, 45% of the map covered in creep here, I think she's going to eventually come and pounce on this third base. And this is basically the 1-2 punch that should KO Kiwian.
All right. This medevac is going to be caught immediately.
He's going to have to go back to Kauai.
This game is anything but Kauai.
Yeah, well said. This game is also anything but epic. I mean, this is like, we're going to see Scarlett just come down here and eliminate him. I don't see any way. She's
got 45 Banes.
Yeah.
Against 21 Marines.
Yeah. So there's basically 2 Banes for each Marine here.
And still enough Banes left over to kill all the SCVs.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. The final attack, GG. Woo! That was definitely the best GSL game we've ever had.
You see Kiwian, he knows that he's a little bit outclassed.
He's got a good attitude about it, though. I like him.
Well, congrats to Kiwian for making it back into GSL after so many years. He is a streamer, and I know that people really like him. I don't personally watch him, but yeah, you can check him out. And I hope he tries out again next season. And that's it. Bye, Kiwian. Thanks for coming by.
See you later.
See you, Kiwian.
Well, this is actually going to be the best match now. The ZVZ. Can Scarlett do it, Artosis?
Yeah, it's possible.
I think it's
definitely
very possible.
Yeah,
I think her Zerg vs. Zerg is very good.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Rogue's
that
going
she
down.
has like a very wide range of Zerg vs. Zerg as well. Don't forget that obviously being a WCS player, she gets influence from the Europeans, but
That's true.
she lives in Korea and practices here a lot, so she has that very Korean style and flair as well. So
Yeah.
I feel like when you put those two together, I mean, she's a player that's very dangerous in the matchup.
Quick break, then we go to our final match. Don't go away.